Welcome back. This is the Divine Comedy, Inferno, Canto 3. As usual, I'm using the Longfellow translation, but I'll use notes from the Mark Musa translation. Through me the way is to the city dolent. Through me the way is to eternal dole. Through me the way among the people lost. Justice incited my sublime Creator, created me divine omnipotence, the highest wisdom, and the primal love. Before me there were no created things, only eternal, and I eternal last. All hope abandon, ye who enter in. These words in somber color I beheld, written upon the summit of a gate. Whence their sense is, master, hard to me, and he to me as one experienced. Here all suspicion needs must be abandoned. All cowardice must needs be here extinct. We to the place have come, where I have told thee, thou shalt behold the people dolorous, who have foregone the good of intellect. And after he had lain his hand on mine, with joyful mien, whence I was comforted, he led me in among the secret things. There sighs, complaints, and ululations loud resounded through the air without a star, whence I at the beginning wept thereat. Languages diverse, horrible dialects, accents of anger, words of agony, and voices high and hoarse with sound of hands, made up a tumult that goes whirling on forever in that air forever black, even as the sand doth when the whirlwind breathes. And I, who had my head with horror bound, said, Master, what is this which now I hear? What folk is this which seems by pain so vanquished? And he to me, This miserable mode maintained the melancholy souls of those who lived without an infamy or praise. Commingled are they with that caitiff choir of angels, who have not rebellious been, nor faithful were to God, but were for self. The heavens expelled them, not to be less fair, nor them the nethermore abyss receives, for glory none the damned would have from them. And I, O master, what so grievous is to these, that maketh them lament so sore? He answered, I will tell thee very briefly. These have no longer any hope of death, and this blind life of theirs is so debased, they envious are of every other fate. No fame of them the world permits to be. Misericorde, mercy, and justice both disdain them. Let us not speak of them, but look and pass. And I, who looked again, beheld a banner, which, whirling round, ran on so rapidly, that of all pause it seemed to me indignant. And after it there came so long a train of people, that I ne'er would have believed that ever death so many had undone. When some among them I had recognized, I looked, and I beheld the shade of him who made, through cowardice, the great refusal. Forthwith I comprehended, and was certain, that this was the sect of the caitiff wretches hateful to God and to his enemies. These miscreants, who never were alive, were naked, and were stung exceedingly by gadflies and by hornets that were there. These did their faces irrigate with blood, which, with their tears commingled, at their feet by the disgusting worms was gathered up. And when to gazing farther I betook me, people I saw on a great river's bank, whence said I, Master, now vouchsafe to me, that I may know who these are, and what law makes them appear so ready to pass over, as I discern athwart the dusky light. And he to me, These things shall all be known to thee, as soon as we our footsteps stay upon the dismal shore of Acheron. Then with mine eyes ashamed and downward cast, fearing my words might irksome be to him, from speech refrained I till we reached the river. And lo, towards us coming in a boat an old man, hoary with the hair of eld, crying, Woe unto you, ye souls depraved! Hope nevermore to look upon the heavens. I come to lead you to the other shore, to the eternal shades in heat and frost. And thou, that yonder standest, living soul, Withdraw thee from these people who are dead. But when he saw that I did not withdraw, he said, By other ways, by other ports, thou to the shore shalt come, not here for passage. A lighter vessel needs must carry thee. And unto him, the guide, Vex thee not, Charon. It is not so willed there where is power to do that which is willed, and farther question not. Thereat were quieted the fleecy cheeks of him, the ferryman of the livid fen, who round about his eyes had wheels of flame. But all those souls who weary were and naked, their colour changed and gnashed their teeth together, as soon as they had heard those cruel words. God they blasphemed, and their progenitors, the human race, the place, the time, the seed of their engendering and of their birth. Thereafter all together they drew back, bitterly weeping, to the accursed shore, which waiteth every man who fears not God. Charon, the demon with the eyes of gleed, beckoning to them, collects them all together, beats with his oar whoever lags behind. As in the autumn time the leaves fall off, first one and then another, till the branch unto the earth surrenders all its spoils, in similar wise the evil seed of Adam throw themselves from that margin one by one at signals, as a bird unto its lure. So they depart across the dusky wave, and ere upon the other side they land. Again on this side a new troop assembles. My son, the courteous master said to me, all those who perish in the wrath of God here meet together out of every land. And ready are they to pass o'er the river, because celestial justice spurs them on, so that their fear is turned into desire. This way there never passes a good soul, and hence, if Charon doth complain of thee, well mayest thou know now what his speech imports. This being finished, all the dusk champagne trembled so violently that of that terror the recollection bathes me still with sweat. The land of tears gave forth a blast of wind, and fulminated a vermilion light, which overmastered me in every sense. And as a man whom sleep hath seized, I fell. All right. I don't know about you, but I am starting to get used to the verbiage of Longfellow. However, let's still go back over it just to make sure. The opening lines are an inscription found upon the gates of hell. You'll notice that it identifies God himself as the one who created hell. It says justice, it was, divine omnipotence, highest wisdom, and primal love. All that together, that's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. God created hell. Why did he do that? I bet you never heard that before. Well, that would be because hell is a place where people who want nothing to do with God can go. And he created it, crying as he did it, because otherwise they would have no place to go. So again, it's not a place that you are sent, per se. It's more so, it's definitely implied to be in the Divine Comedy, a place that you choose relentlessly. And, reject all other options. Even remember Dante, just a chapter ago, when he was like, oh no, I'm not worth saving, I can't do it, just leave me in the dark wood. That's refusing that's refusing mercy, really. And, Virgil talks him out of it, luckily. But, and it's those sorts of ways that somebody can end up choosing hell. There's obviously much more malicious ways too, and we'll talk about that. But just so that you know why it is that Dante is saying that God created hell rather than the devil, as you may imagine as some people might imagine in the popular, just in the popular imagination, I guess. Okay, let's move on from there. Before they're even in hell proper, they come across a long train of souls who we're told were neither good nor bad. They're completely average. And average is the wrong word. It's more like they didn't take any sides. They didn't strive for anything. And just as a way of kind of exemplifying what sorts of people these might be, Dante tells us that the great refuser is there. Who's the great refuser? Mark Musa identifies him as Pontius Pilate, who maybe you remember in the Gospels was the one who was told to render a judgment on Jesus, to condemn him to death. He didn't have to do that. He could have set him free. He could have said, get the guards in here, stop any riots, and let this man go free. He chose not to. But he didn't order him to be crucified either. Instead, he says, I'm not taking a side. I wash my hands of this. Do whatever you want. And so it's because of that Dante identifies him as somebody who chose no banner to follow. And we see now these souls in this part of hell are forever doing that which they did not do in life. They did not pick somebody to follow. They did not pick a truth to embody, to chase after. And they didn't choose to go against it either. So he has them running around endlessly following a banner. This is the beginning of what's called contrapasso in the Divine Comedy. Contrapasso is where the punishment fits the crime. Very much kind of like what happens in the Greek tragedies, which I'll get to at some point, of course. But so the very sin that the person is in hell for is kind of what shapes the punishment that they have to undergo. So that's important to notice too. One more thing. We have another character out of Greek mythology that's kind of incorporated into the Christian hell here. And that is Charon. Not sure how you pronounce it, but he is the ferryman who ferries souls over the river Styx into the underworld back in Greek mythology. I believe he shows up in the Odyssey. Yes, he does. I do remember that now. And he, in fact, first he invites all the souls of the damned to cross over. Well, as much as you can say, invites. It's much more threatening, much more full of ill will. But he also notices Dante. He says, "Hey, you're not supposed to be here. What are you doing?" And Virgil tells him off and says, "Look, God willed that he's supposed to be here, so just lay off and go do your job. Let me do mine." And that actually gives Charon some pause. So even though Virgil himself is a damned soul in hell, the fact that he's on a mission from God, he's acting in accordance with the divine will for this period, for this journey, that itself has force to stay the other denizens of hell from impeding Dante. So that's why Virgil seems to have some kind of authority here. And he also explains to Dante, Virgil does, that good souls never really come across Charon's path. So if he's mad at you, if he seems to be coming after you, it's because the good is abhorrent to him, which it always is for somebody who is in hell. That's going to be a constant theme as we go as well. All right, that's enough for today. We'll see you tomorrow with Canto 4.